Very good afternoon, everyone. Had your lunch?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Oh, the time is 1. Oh my God. Okay. So, children, let us start from the usage of past perfect continuous tense. Okay. You're very familiar with the present perfect continuous tense, right? I said
Yes,
we
ma'am.
can use present perfect continuous tense to express an action that started in some time in the past. Okay, that started sometime in the past and is still continuing. It is still continuing in the present. Then for expressing such an action, we can use present perfect continuous. And I discussed an example with you. And the example I said earlier was, I have been working in Dr. Raju Davis International School since 2014. Okay, now this year is 2021, and all these years, sometime in the past means 2014 onwards, I am working and still working here. Okay, so for expressing such a point or such a use or such an expression, I can use present perfect continuous tense. Okay, and let us discuss about past perfect continuous tense now. Okay, let us discuss the use of past perfect continuous tense. Can anybody tell me where to use this past perfect continuous? What is the use of past perfect?
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I don't know how to explain it without this example. So, for example, the sentences I had been working in the school for 40 years. So, that means it's kind of you worked in that school for 40 years and now
In the past.
not. Yes,
What
ma'am.
what is my condition now?
Ma'am, now you're not working.
Now I am not working, right? It was happening. It was an action that was in progress sometime in the past. Okay, that was in progress. See, it is equal to the same sentence we said, right? Past continuous tense. An action that was working or that was going on in the past. To express such an action, we use the word called past continuous. But here, in addition to Smriti's point, let me explain this point with the help of this slide. Okay, we are going to discuss about past perfect continuous with the help of this chart. Okay, here it is past perfect continuous. I missed the word continuous here. Okay, so past perfect continuous tense. See, children, I have 2 sentences here. Look at the first sentence. Don't look at the description written. Don't look at the definition written. Look at the first sentence. When Mr. Smith came to the school in 2018. Now the year is 2021. Okay, so you look at here. When Mr. Smith came to the school in 2018, Mr. Anand had already been teaching there for 5 years. Okay, so just connect it. When Mr. Smith came to the school in the year 2018, Mr. Anand had already been teaching there for 5 years. Fifth year of Anand's experience. Only after that, Mr. Smith joined, right? So keep this example in your mind and read the description. So according to the grammarians, we can use past perfect continuous to indicate that an action was going on. Okay, that was going on in the past. Okay, that was going on in the past when a second one took place. Okay, we can use, see, so the first action, Mr. Anand had already been teaching there for 5 years. So can you tell me the year Mr. Anand joined in that particular institution?
Ma'am, 2013.
2013, right? If you are a good at mathematics, 2013 is the right answer. So Mr. Anand joined that particular institution in 2013. After 5 years only, Mr. Smith joined. So who joined first?
Mr. Anand.
Mr. Anand. The time when
Mr.
Mr.
Anand.
Smith came to that institution in the year 2018, Mr. Anand had already been teaching there for 5 years. Clear?
Yes,
Am I
ma'am.
clear? So past perfect continuous tenses used to indicate that an action was going on or an action was in progress in the past when a second one took place. Okay, to express such an action, so we can use past perfect continuous tense in English grammar. Look at the second example, children. They had been talking for over an hour before Tony arrived. So let us cut this day. I am going to label this day into Fidel and one more person who is here, Namasya. Okay, Fidel and Namasya had been talking for an hour. So after an hour of their conversation only, Tony arrived into the scene, right? So
Yes,
which
ma'am.
action happened first?
Ma'am,
Who
Fidel,
started first?
Fidel and Namasya was talking
Fidel
first.
and Namasya started first, right? That action was going on when Tony arrived into the scene. Clear? So here the action was in progress. That was Fidel and Namasya had been talking. Okay, 1 hour is over. After 1 hour, Tony arrived at the scene. Clear? So past perfect tense or past perfect continuous tense is used to indicate that an action was in progress in the past when a second one took place.
Ma'am,
Am
we
I
can
clear?
also express it in the reverse way, like on the first example, right?
Yes,
Like
yes,
first,
yes.
in the first they are saying that a second one took place when an action was going on.
Okay, so I have an example for you children. I have another example for explaining about, explaining the concept past perfect continuous. Let me give you this example. When I visited him in Bombay, when I visited him in Mumbai, make it Mumbai. Mumbai,
Ma'am, should we note this down in our lecture notes or the notes we should
notes. You can include these points in the notes.
Here, repeat the sentence.
The sentence, when I visited him in Mumbai, put a comma, he had been teaching there for 5 years. When I visited him in Mumbai, comma, he had been teaching there for 5 years. Clear, Maria? Am I clear, Maria? Maria, am I clear? The concept is clear? Am I audible, Maria? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here,
ma'am, can you once again
here
say
the
last
action
word?
showing a past perfect continuous tenses. Could you please tell me the finite verb which help us to identify the past perfect continuous, an action that was in progress in the past?
Ma'am, he
had been teaching there for 5 years. Clear? He had plus been plus teaching. Had been teaching shows this is the finite verb. Okay, this is the finite verb which help you to identify the proper tense form. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am, you're clear.
Okay, one more example. Another example. They had been playing in the park. They had been playing in the park for 3 hours. They had been playing in the park for 3 hours before I called them. Before I called them. They had been playing in the park for 3 hours before I called them. Okay, so here, Steve, identify the verb in past perfect continuous tense.
Had been playing.
Action in progress.
Ma'am,
The action that was in progress in the past. Read the part where you can read that action was in progress in the past.
when they had been playing in the park.
Okay, they had been or he had been or whatever it is had been playing in the park. It shows a continuous action, an action that was in progress in the past before the other began. Clear?
Clear.
Am I clear?
Yes.
The
Clear,
concept is clear? Okay. Okay, so my dear children, now let us move on to the future tense now. Okay, we are going to start from future tense, simple future. Okay, future, simple future is there, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. Okay, after that, this is the end of term one portions. We'll be conducting model examination, not model. I'll be conducting some classes based on tenses. Okay, children. So I have included the portion subject to verb agreement. As you all know, the exam pattern is two different patterns that we are assessing you children with the help of MCQ out of 10 marks and written test out of 30 marks. Okay, and the 13 marks you can you'll be getting an unseen passage also. 5 marks are given for unseen passages. Okay, one passage based on a few questions. Clear? Then 25 marks from grammar. So prepare well. I have included 10 questions from subject verb agreement, and rest of the questions are from tenses. So you have to be very clear with the usages, rules, and also finite verbs. Okay, if you are thorough with the finite verbs, you will be able to identify the tense form. If you're not thorough with the finite verb, you won't. Okay, so study or by heart all the rules thoroughly. And one more thing, children. So now the exam is out of 40 marks. The other 10 marks, you know, we have to round up, right? So 50 is total. So other 10 marks from
MCQ.
no, 10 MCQ, 30 written. What about the other 10 marks?
Ma'am, for the
Activities.
You should submit your activity. If I have not received my activity, means you won't get marks. And make your portfolio ready. Okay, portfolio, last year's portfolio. You started doing portfolio work.
What is that?
Okay, if you have last year's portfolio with you, you can update it. Okay, you can include.
Ma'am, we don't have portfolio for last year, but we have the portfolio of 5th standard. I mean sixth.
Sixth standard. Okay, you can update it. You can update it. Remove the front page. Biodata can be, because your everything as you grow a little 2 years. Now 2 years difference. You have to include your own ideas, ideologies, ambition, everything. Maybe there is a change, right? So just change the biodata column, the front sheet of your portfolio, and allot different folders for different subject. One paper file is enough. Okay, and in one single paper file, you keep 6 subject paper, 6 folders. Okay, and the assignments, you have no notes. You cannot keep your notes in a portfolio. You can include your activities, take a printout of all subject activities and insert in different folders. And also you have to, if you are a good artist, if you have a pencil drawing with you, you can insert that. Articles, if you know how to write beautiful poems, if you have a collection of poems of your own, you can insert it. Okay, make your portfolio attractive. Your creative works, everything can be included in it, not notes. Okay, so make your portfolio ready for all subject. One single portfolio, one file can be used as a portfolio, and you keep different folders in it. You make your portfolio ready this year. Clear? Before the examination, any subject teacher, if your science teacher demands that should be presented, you have to show it. Okay, ma'am, my portfolio for science is ready, my portfolio for English is ready, Malayalam is ready, Hindi is ready.
Ma'am, so we need different portfolios for different subjects.
No, one single file with different folders.
Ma'am, what is portfolio?
Subject folders. Plastic folders, if you don't have plastic folders, you can keep a paper in between to separate subject wise.
Ma'am, what is it?
Only one paper file is enough for all subjects. Okay, front sheet, you can attach your biodata with a photograph. If you have a photograph, attach a photograph. Okay, print out. It should be a printout. If you can write neatly using a handwritten, better print out, children. Portfolio, you should prepare yourself for your 10th standard, right? As you have reached in 7th, you should know what are the formalities that you should complete before the term 1 examination for the 10th standard. So make sure that you are taking a printout. You have all, I think you people have a printer at home. If you don't have, then you can use handwritten copies. Okay, so otherwise take printout. Clear? Am I clear? Okay, so let us talk about simple future, children. Let us come back to the topic simple future. Okay, simple future tense. Can anybody tell me where to use a simple future form?
Ma'am, to show something that will happen in the future.
Yet to happen, right? An action. See, let me share the screen, children. Let us discuss this future, simple future. Look at this point. It is used to describe an action which is yet to happen in the future, isn't it? See, children, simple future is used to describe an action which is yet to happen in the future. Not completed, not going on. It is going to happen in future. Yet to happen in the future. Okay, to describe such an actions, normally we are using simple future tense. Okay, so I have a doubt. We have different usages, right? When you construct a sentence in future, we can use will and shall in our sentences. Okay, so what is the difference between will and shall? Is that there any difference? Meaning difference, sentence difference?
Ma'am, I don't know whether it's correct, but will, when we use will, it shows more certainty or more chance of happening.
Okay, so we have two set of grammarians, right? Modern grammarians and traditional grammarians are there, right?
Yes.
No, the modern and traditional grammarians, as we all know, when we were there in 5th standard, we know that okay, there are only 8 parts of speech in English grammar. Later on, the modern grammarians included one, and they labeled there are 9 parts of speech, and the 9th one is determiners, isn't it? So exactly the same. No answer sheets, Anna. Okay. So listen carefully. Please listen. You just leave portfolios. Now you have to come back to the topic. Okay, the topic is simple future tense. Okay, so children, will or shall, no meaning difference. Okay, there is no difference in meaning. But no, traditional grammarians were using shall with first person I and we. Okay, they were not using will with the I and we. But modern grammarian said, okay, no problem. Don't get confused. We can use will everywhere with all the persons. Okay, with all the persons, there is no difference in meaning. Okay, you can use shall with I, you can use shall with we. Okay, there is no problem for using will with I and will with we. Okay, so according to the modern grammarians, they said we can use to show a future action, we can use will everywhere. Okay, now this is in use. Will normally we are using will everywhere. Okay, with first person, second person, and third person pronouns. Shall can be used with first person and second person also. Second person, see when we use shall with second person pronoun you. Can anybody tell me? We are using shall with second person you.
Ma'am, like to say some commands and all.
Yes. To when we give commands and order or to threaten someone, to threat someone, we are using shall. Okay, with second person and third person. Example, I can give you the example. I have a request, everybody please note this point. Okay, shall is used. I request everybody to use the difference between will and shall usages.
Ma'am, this should be attached to the notes.
Yes. Or else you keep additional papers. If you have already completed the notes, you can keep extra page.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, write the heading will or shall. According to grammar rules, the model auxiliary, see children, so the actual pronunciation of the word model, M-O-D-A-L is model, right? Model, right? Okay. According to grammar rules, the modal auxiliary shall is used in the first person. According to grammar rules, the modal auxiliary shall is used Underline shall. In the first person and will, underline will. In the second and third persons, in the second and third persons, to give information about future action. Yes, yes, Francis. According to grammar rules, the modal auxiliary shall is used in the first person and will in the second and third persons to give information about future actions. Underline, to give information about future actions. Underline, to give information about future actions. Example, I shall begin the work tomorrow. You will begin the work tomorrow.
Can you say subject number?
I shall begin the work tomorrow. First person, I. You, second person pronoun, you. You will begin the work tomorrow. Third person, he. He will begin the work tomorrow. Ashish, how are you, my son?
Ma'am, fine.
Fine, very good, very good. Had food?
No, ma'am.
Why so late?
Ma'am, after class.
Okay, fine. Okay. So, second point. Shall is used in the second and third persons. Shall is used in the second and third persons to express a command. Underline, to express a command. Point number 2, shall is used in the second and third persons to express a command, threat, or promise. To express a command, threat, or promise. Okay, underline, to express a command, threat, or promise. That must be underlined. Example.
Ma'am, after command, what is it?
After command, threat. T-H-R-E-A-T, threat. Then comes promise or promise. M-I-S-C, promise. Okay, example. You shall leave this place at once. What is it?
Command.
It is a command. So in the bracket, you must write command. You shall leave, L-E-A-V-E, leave this place at once. Example for a command, where you can see you is a second person pronoun. With you, we have used shall. Okay, so shall can be used with second person pronoun you to show, to give a command. Okay, you shall leave this place at once. Okay, example for the same sentence, example for the same concept. If you make a noise, comma, you shall be punished. What is it? It is a threat. Absolutely correct. If you make a noise, N-O-I-S-E, noise, comma, you shall be punished. Here also, you second person pronoun, but we have used shall along with second person pronoun to show or to give a threat, to raise a threat. If you make a noise, you shall be punished in the form of a threat. Third example, he shall get a prize. He shall get a prize if he does not make a single mistake. It is in the form of a promise.
Promise.
If it is in the form of a promise, I repeat, he shall get a prize if he does not make a single mistake. Okay, so he is a third person pronoun. With he also we have used shall in the sentence to make a promise, to give a promise. Okay, so shall can be used with first person, second person, and third person pronoun. If we attach shall with the second person pronoun, remember we can raise or we can give a command, we can make a promise, we can also raise a threat. Okay, along with third person also the same is repeating. Clear?
Clear, ma'am.
Okay, it is very clear. So now another one. In modern English, next point. In modern English, there is a tendency in modern English, there is a tendency to use will, underline will, in all the persons to indicate future tense. To indicate future tense or command and threat. So will can also be used for giving commands to threat someone. You will be facing the consequences, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in modern English, there is a tendency to use will in all persons to indicate future tense, to indicate future tense or command and request, or command and request. Clear? Am I clear, Harriet?
Ma'am, can you repeat that sentence?
No. In modern English, there is a tendency to use will in all persons to indicate future tense or command and threats. Okay, all these are the usages, children. You have to know this. This is for just reading to know what is it, where to use this. Okay, this is not for by hearting. This is for your enrichment in the knowledge of grammar with the usages of will and shall. So let us see the concept called simple future tense once again. I have told we can use simple future tense to describe an action which is yet to happen in the future, which is not happening, which is not happened, which is going to happen in future. Okay, other than this, see example, I shall go to Agra tomorrow. I'm planning to go to Agra tomorrow. When I was teaching simple present tense, I said, children, apart from this, we are using simple present tense to express a future action, right?
Yes.
Why or when? We are normally using simple present tense to show a future action. Example, the office opens. Okay, the office opens at 10 a.m. every day. Why I am not using the office will open or office will be opening? Why I particularly
regular action?
Ma'am, because that is always happening.
Ma'am, because it is a regular
it is already scheduled, right? 10 o'clock. That is the exact time we fixed for opening this particular school office. If you come to 10 o'clock to the school office, that should be working. right? So to talk about a scheduled event in the future, we can use simple present tense, children. That is why your seminar commences. The usages, you might have seen the usage of seminar commences, because that was already scheduled. The exam commences because the exam 29th already scheduled, right? You know, we are starting 29th English grammar, to the 30th math, 31st if there is 31st for September, you will be writing your science, math. So it is already scheduled. The time is scheduled, the date is scheduled, everything is scheduled, right? To express such future actions, we can use even simple present tense. Okay, that is why normally we are using the office opens or the exam commences. Okay, am I clear? So apart from the simple future usages, we can use other methods for expressing a future action. When we discussed about simple past tense, I said we can use the format called the used to express a past action, right? I used to play cricket when I was a child, right? Used to. It is a modal auxiliary verb. So this used to shows it was a past action. It shows a past activity, right? To express a simple past tense, we can use the usage called the used to. Exactly the same. We can show future tense with the help of present, simple present tense and present continuous. Okay, we can use even present continuous tense for showing a future action. I'm not planning to go for I'm not going for a party tonight, right? I am not going for a party tonight. The night tonight only the party arranged, but I am not going. So I am using so I am using present continuous tense to express a future action, right?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So apart from the simple future will or shall plus base form, we can use these two different steps to write. Clear? Clear. So now you look at the screen, children, where it is used now. So actually, to predict a future event, we can use a simple future tense. Point number one, to predict the future event. It will rain tomorrow. We don't know, it will, there is a chance, it may rain, right? It will rain tomorrow. Put a full stop. It will rain tomorrow. To predict a future event, we can use simple future tense. Okay. And what is the word meaning of the word spontaneous decision? Spontaneous decision.
I'm a quick decision.
Spontaneous decision. You are familiar with William Wordsworth, isn't it? A great poet.
Yes,
William
ma'am.
Wordsworth. According to this great poet, he described poetry in a beautiful manner. What is the poetry according to William Wordsworth? Poetry is an overflow of spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. So what does the word mean? Spontaneous, the word means
Ma'am, is it
spontaneous action, spontaneous,
like the sudden action?
spontaneous, sudden, all of a sudden, right? Sudden, spontaneous, quick, isn't it? Spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. Poetry, according to Wordsworth, it is actually the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings, isn't it? It is actually flowing from the mind, isn't it? Not from the hand, isn't it? Okay, so spontaneous action. To take a quick decision, we can use simple future tense. I will pay the amount by credit card. Okay, suddenly I have taken this decision in a quick manner. Okay, in a spontaneous manner. It is a spontaneous decision, quick decision. I will pay the amount by the credit card. This is another point. And to express our willingness to do something, we are using simple future tense. I will do it. To express willingness, we are using simple future tense. I think this is this is enough today. Okay, I can see the fog is coming out. Okay, so I have to stop here better and let me take attendance for you children. Thank you.